Dang, dude, check out these perfect lines.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Saddles to Garage. In today's video, we're putting the Porsche 981 back together again. Not completely, but just we're test fitting everything that we have. We're test fitting that donor piece that we cut out, that rocker panel, also the rocker panel molding that's on the bottom of it, the door, and the quarter panel as well. If you guys are new here and want to see how I got to this part, go ahead and stick around to the end of the video where you'll get a link from my previous one. Alright, so without further ado, let's just jump right into it. Alright guys, I finally got this piece off. It was actually quite hard. There was a lot of glue and a bunch of weld points and whatnot that I couldn't really reach with my drill or anything like that, so I had to go ahead and wiggle it out. But eventually I got it out, so that's good. And then since I had everything kind of open here, I moved on and I started cleaning up all these aluminum pieces. Because they need to be cleaned, I bought a special 3M adhesive bonder, and I'm going to go ahead and put that on there, and then I'm going to put the donor piece on, and then I'm going to rivet it as well. That way it has OEM strength to the frame. Next, I'm going to move to the donor piece. I'm going to go ahead and clean it up just like I did over here to make a perfect surface, and then test fit it and see if the frame is straight or if it's bent. If it's bent, we're going to go ahead and take out my blue puller and start pulling it. Let's go clean that out. Alright guys, I finally got done cleaning up this donor rocker panel piece with that wire wheel. Made everything super smooth, that way it slides in much easier. And I took off these panels here that go on the side. The reason being is because I want it all to slide in. I don't want it to have jagged edges and whatnot. So I think this is finished. I'm going to go ahead and flip the camera around and start putting this thing in. Let's see how it fits. Alright guys, finally got the rocker panel inside of here. Everything fits perfectly. The only thing is I have a little bit of welding that I gotta grind off up here, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And also over here, I forgot to grind all these things. So I'm gonna take it off again, grind it off, test fit it one more time, see exactly what needs to be pulled and whatnot. At this point, it all seems like it's good, but there's a fat gap on the bottom. There's also a pretty big gap on top. So I think it has something to do with something's not letting it kind of go this way. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take it off, grind whatever I have to grind, and then put it back in and see how it fits. So let's get to it. Alright guys, I finally got everything cleaned up on the donor piece. The inside here, it was all gooey with a whole bunch of oily stuff. I'm going to replace it with another oily substance, but for now I have to take it off because when I weld it, I don't want it to be smoking and smelling and whatnot. And I also cleaned up all these panels here, so everything is clean. And I also straightened out this panel here. It was buckled. So next I'm going to go ahead and put this donor piece back on here and see how it fits. There was something blocking its way the previous time, so I'm going to find it and try to hit it out and make sure it sits flush. So let's put this on. Alright guys, I finally got the donor piece completely on here, and actually by my surprise, everything fits perfectly. So that means that the aluminum inside of there never bent. It was only the outside shell. That's really good news for me. I had to clamp it down with some clamps just to piece them both together. So maybe the aluminum did move just a tad. But when I look inside of here, everything is perfect. Everything fits just right. So I'm really happy about that. But next, I can't just go ahead and rivet this down. What I have to do next is actually work on the rear end there and then put the quarter panel in, screw it all in with some self-tapping screws, put the door in and see if everything fits perfect. As soon as I know that everything fits perfect, then I can start a welding procedure, gluing, and the rivets and whatnot. So let's go ahead and work on that back now and just continue on working. Let's do it. Alright guys, so I finally took off this rear piece here. It was really damaged a lot, and I put the new donor piece on. Everything fits pretty well. There's a little bit inside of here that was bent in because the wheel hit it in, but I went ahead and bent that out, and everything lines up pretty good so far. The next step for me is the quarter panel. I don't know what to do about it yet. I'm going to talk to my pops and get back to you guys on that. But it was a long days of work. I kind of smashed my finger here and there, and I just want to say I quit for today, but I'll see you guys tomorrow. Yo, what's up guys? It's been a couple of days, got super cold, so I'm wearing a hat and like I'm super layered. But anyways, about the quarter panel situation, you're probably not going to like me for this, but I went ahead and actually started to cut it. The reason why I cut it is because this silver one right here had a bad back end. The top of it was all smashed in, so there's nowhere to fix that up. And the red one, all this was smashed in. So I'm going to go ahead, put them together, weld them together, and see what I get out of it. This is a temporary fix. If this doesn't hold up well, if all of a sudden I see my lines are screwing up and whatnot, I'm going to end up buying a new quarter panel from the dealer. It's like $1,500 or so. But drop a comment down below what you guys think about this. You know, you got to do what you got to do. A hater's going to hate. I'm going to go ahead and pop that in and try to make it perfect. But to make this thing fit all well and whatnot, I went ahead and got a piece of that metal cut out. And I'm going to put that in there and I'm going to weld it. That way it creates a sleeve in it. When I put that silver piece on it, it'll line up just perfectly. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm going to go ahead and grind this all off and start welding it. But before I do, I went ahead and picked something up at Menards. Let me show you. Right, I picked this up right here, 3M respirator. The reason why is because it's all galvanized steel, and I just don't want to get sick anymore. I was welding it and sanding it the one time, and I got super sick, so this is going to help me out. Let's put this on, gear up, and start grinding it and welding it. Alright, so I got the quarter panel on, this part here. Everything lines up pretty good with the holes and whatnot. There's going to be a little bit more work to do on the bottom here, but I don't know if I have to move this thing up or I have to move it down. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to have to go ahead and assemble the rest of the vehicle. This piece in the bottom here, these pieces as well right here. Yeah, so this piece first, and then you got this rocker or A-pillar section, and then that whole plastic piece that goes in here, and that plastic piece is going to tell me whether or not I have to go up or down, because this line I didn't touch or anything. So when I put it, it'll show me where to go. And then I'll actually put the door on as well, and maybe even the window, just to be perfect with everything. Line up all the gaps and whatnot, And when everything is lined up, then I'll make marks of where exactly everything needs to be and start welding. So let's go ahead and start putting the bottom pieces in and just see where it goes. Alright guys, so I finally put this plastic piece on, and to my surprise, everything basically lines up. So it's actually really awesome. Apart from up here, it's kind of going forward. This plastic piece is sitting up and this metal piece is on the bottom of it. So I'm going to have to figure out what's going on there. I think it may need to get pushed completely. Like this whole entire quarter panel needs to be pushed completely there. But for me to figure that out, I actually have to put the fender on and line it up with the end of this plastic here, just to make sure that I have enough room. Because maybe it is sitting correctly, but maybe it is sitting a little too much forward. So my fender is actually smashed in on the bottom, but I'm gonna go ahead, grab a hammer and a piece of block of wood or something and start smashing it out. So let's get the fender and get to work on that. Alright guys, so unfortunately I must have not clicked the record button and I lost all the footage when I put the fender on, but it's on now, so you don't have to sit through that. Anyways, I put it on. I basically lined it all up with exactly where it was. Like you can see where it got painted, where it didn't get painted, with the screws were lying in. Put everything in and it fits just about perfect. It's off by like a 16th, but I think that's something to do with when this thing got hit, it got hit in this way. So I think the whole entire fender moved that way. So that 16th is not even a big deal. I'm just gonna go ahead and move it back. But for me to figure out fully if the gaps are good, I gotta put the door in. So in order to do that, I kind of need two people, so I'm probably going to have to wait for my pops. It'll probably be the next day, so... Alright guys, I'm back. The door, however, is not on the car yet, but I think I just figured out a way to do it without anybody else's help. There's these door latches here, or door hangers, whatever you want to call them, and they actually unhook with the little screw right here. It's a torque screw. And you just take them out, put the new ones in, and pop those torque screws back in. So I'm going to go ahead and take those out right now and see if these things pull out. Alright, so I got the door here. Now, just going to slide it on. Whew. Alright, finally got the door on. Oh. See if this thing closes. Oh yeah. Alright guys, that took me a while, but I finally got the door on, and by surprise, everything fits actually pretty well. Like, I'll bring the camera up here pretty soon here, but you'll see that all the gaps are perfect. That's actually quite amazing. For the front here, however, on the top of the fender, the gaps are perfect, but when you go down here, some things need to change. I'm thinking it's something to do with this fender. When it was hit this way, so it kind of pushed it forward that way, the fender itself. So, but as long as I move it out just a tad like that, everything works out perfect. And at this bottom here is a piece of plastic that gets, but man, everything, wow. It's basically perfect. That's amazing. Alright, let me show you guys real quick. Alright, so check this out. When the door is closed, look at those gaps. I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but it's perfect. And when we look down here, good gaps all around, and then over here it gets a little weird. This starts to get a little close, but that's because, again, this fender was pushed in this way. So as long as I move it out just a tad like that, everything lines up perfect. And this bottom plastic, of course, straps on to this fender, and everything will be aligned straight. So yeah, everything honestly looks very straight to me. This is awesome. Little tritone color or four-tone color going on. Red, yellow, brown, silver. Awesome. Alright, I think I'm probably going to put the window on just to make sure everything does fit perfect. Perfect. There you go. The lines all match up. This roof line here is obviously going to be perfect because I never even touched this. Right here I have to just kind of make it right, you know, pick it up wherever way that I need to. Just the bottom here that I'm going to try to focus on. And it kind of seems like this needs to come out or something, but overall everything is lining up pretty well. So that's really good. Alright, everything got on, everything looks good, the lines line up as you guys can see, the fender needs a little bit of work, and inside of the quarter panel there's actually a piece of aluminum that needs to come in closer to the rocker panel frame. I'm going to go ahead and heat that up and pull that, but that'll be in the next video. Alright, if you guys stayed till the end of the video, thank you so much. Consider hitting that like button and also that subscribe button as well. And for the next video we're actually doing something a little bit different. I went ahead and bought a new build. And if you guys have been following my Instagram page, I think you guys know exactly what it is. So make sure to follow us on that too at side.hustle.garage. Alright, see you guys next time.